Hey guys, it's me, MiniBigJack24 here. So today I thought I'd make a reaction video since I have some time before I have to go back to my director's internship. But for now, I thought I would do a Salmon Academy reaction because it's been a while, but I kept on suggesting that I would do the Salmonella reaction. However, once again, two things out of the way. One, this video, this video by Salmonella is definitely not made for anyone under the age of 13, and for you, any teenagers watching this, I'll give you guys some horrifying stuff called just some warnings because it does go into what some people did for surgeries back before, people had actually had good stuff. So, anyways, for the time being, I will keep this video currently as a not what do you call it? As not age restricted, but I will give an age warning, however, though. So for those that do not follow the warning, that's more up on your guys' end since I've warned you. However, at this point, I don't want anything to go wrong. And also, the second thing is, all of the copyright belongs to Salmonella Academy, which I have to say, glad to see you're back, Sam, as I saw in your new video on the dog meat general, but however, since that's recent, and plus not as horrifying as learning about pre-industrial surgeries, which are quite scary. Oh, actually, I'll have to take a look at that later. Anyways, but for now, let's begin. All the copyright belongs to Salmonella Academy.
Hey kids, had a bad day? Well, could be worse. You could be living in a world without modern anesthetic. Today, we'll be talking about some surgical procedures carried out long before the development of medicine as we know it today. Now, once you go back a certain distance, the line between operation and mutilation is pretty thin, so
He's not wrong. Like, pretty much, I would say, like, since the 1800s is really when that line became a tiny bit more thicker in a sense. But besides that, it's definitely like a very thin line. Anyway, Sam, continue.
for our purposes, surgery refers to any bodily manipulation carried out with the intent of fixing some injury or illness. And away we go. The very first surgery that we have historical evidence for dates as far back as 6500 BC. It's called trepanning, which is a nice word for carving someone's frickin' skull open using nothing but a rock. Maybe a rock on a stick if you were lucky. In all seriousness, though, you can see that a good deal of care went into the procedure.
I'm not going to lie. At least our ancestors were semi good with opening up the skulls, but not gonna lie, this guy looks like a coconut or a bowling ball. I wonder if I could take that skull and just roll it down now. That would definitely be fun.
Which lets us know that this isn't just the result of random injury. Many skulls even showed signs of healing around the holes, meaning plenty of the people who underwent this whole thing just got up and went about their day afterwards. Alright, hold on, you say. This all sounds
Thank you, YouTube.
insane. No way this was that common of an occurrence. Well, friend, if you've been watching this channel long enough,
Which I have been, unfortunately.
Know that if you give human beings the benefit of the doubt, chances are they'll prove you wrong. In fact, so far, over 1,500 Japan skulls have been dug up all across the globe, from Europe to China and even the Americas. This means that between 5 and 10% of all skulls that we've found from the Neolithic period have had at least one man-made hole scraped into them. To put it this way, based on that data, there's a greater probability of someone born in the late Stone Age having their brain matter exposed
Gap in your cap.
some shaman with a
Wow.
chunk of flint than someone born in the USA being a redhead. To this day, nobody really knows why this was such a common practice, but most theories tend to revolve around the idea of releasing some kind of dark supernatural force from the patient.
I I'm pretty certain more or less that Japanning, although I haven't been kept up on this, was probably done in a sense of this is my own personal theory, but it could have been like a sign of bravery in a sense where a person would willingly have a part of their skull removed, which is something that, that not a lot of people would do.
I'm getting real sick of all these evil entities infecting our minds and bodies. Huh, you can say that again. I tell you, I need these demons like I need a hole in the head. No, wait.
That was a pretty good caveman brain moment.
Forward to 600 BC. Over in India, there lived a guy called Maharshi Susruta. Now, this guy was a medical.
Wait a sec.
100 BC. Over in
I didn't feel like doing a trace if this is close enough, right? I mean, I say that's quite good for modern day India, but yeah, for that time it might have looked a tiny bit different.
India, there lived a guy called Maharshi Susruta. Now, this guy was a medical mastermind. He wrote a treatise known as Susruta Samhita, which described countless different conditions, treatments, and yes, even surgeries, one of which is the first recorded instance of rhinoplasty. That means nose job. A hornbill's a type of bird.
Wow.
I'm here too. Anyway, here's how it's done according to Susruta. First, you get them plastered.
I mean, that's what you had to do back then because, back then they didn't have anesthetics, which, are able to knock people out, so another good practice was getting a person quite drunk, so that way they would be both in a sense knocked out and less receptive to pain. So, quick gore warning for anyone that's uncomfortable with gore. I suggest looking away or at least scrolling off the video.
Second, you use a leaf to measure out the part of the nose you want fixed. Then, you use the leaf to cut off a flap of skin from the cheek or forehead of the patient. This part's important though. You gotta remember to leave a little piece of it still attached. Otherwise, you just got a chunk of dirty dead face meat on your hands. Now, wherever you're looking to stick the new flesh on, you rub that part raw with a knife. Also, you're gonna want to stick
I gotta say though, probably the most attention to detail I've seen Sam drawn like some of his videos before his long hiatus. Oh boy, that is a bit gory.
two plant stalks in their nostrils so their nose keeps its proper shape. Slap the skin on, suture it, dust it with licorice powder for some reason, and
Well, I mean, licorice back then and now is still a medical herb. Which, fun fact, the candy in the U.S. has to be artificially flavored as licorice because the U.S. wouldn't allow actual licorice to be used in candy, hence the different flavorings of licorice. If you ever go to the store, you would see stuff.
cover it with cotton. Sesame oil should be regularly applied until the skin is fully healed. If you're like me, I already do that by default, so it shouldn't be an issue. Finally,
No, Sam, I don't do that by default.
at long last, your sniffer is reborn. Don't worry, you still look like a freak. Just slightly less so. Moving on, our next surgery took place in 10th century Spain on Sancho I of Leon, otherwise known as Sancho the Fat. Now, normally, back in the day, having some meat on your bones was a sign of wealth and power and all.
which that was true for a good portion of history up until I believe the Second Industrial Revolution.
But this guy was like TLC documentary tier, to the point where he could hardly function as a human being. So his constituents said, "Greetings, your thickness.
Alright, that was a pretty good joke.
Yeah, you can't be king anymore on account of you keep breaking every horse we give you, and
That doesn't surprise me since Henry VIII kind of did that as well.
nobody wants to wash between your accordion-like neck folds no more." After his adipose got him deposed, Sancho decided to seek medical help for his condition, under the oversight of well-reputed physician Hasdai ibn Shapurut, which is an anagram for "Ha! Paintbrush AIDS."
I just like how
Physician Hasdai ibn Shapurut, which is an anagram for "Ha!"
I just like how Sam just took so much time just finding anagrams for one very very long name.
Paintbrush AIDS. Now, if there's one thing that medieval man understood, it's practicality. Lap band, gastric bypass, belly balloon, these all exist to help people who don't have the self-control to stop eating so much on their own. But Dr. Chapadut didn't believe in beating around the bush. He said, well, why don't we just stop the patient from shoving food into his own greasy maw in the first place? And decided to just up and stitch the dude's lips together.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't. I would be surprised if that wasn't the thought process back in the medieval times to stop a person from eating too much.
After the operation, the only nutrients that Sancho received came through a straw, in the form of a mixture known as thoriaca, which was a complex blend of several herbs, fruits, and seeds, including opium. It was basically the closest thing you could find to lean at the time, and lean he became, losing around half his weight before ascending to the throne once more. So, this is the part of the video where I pander to the desires of the audience. If there's one
Oh no. It's been a while since I've seen this video, but I have a pretty good feeling that this would gross people out, so a quick warning. If he mentions anything just that you guys aren't comfortable with seeing, please click off the video since, once again, this is not age restricted, but I did give an age warning though, so hopefully this goes well.
thing I know you internet people can't get enough of, it's things going inside people's eyeballs.
Nope. Oh boy. That oh, could could be worse.
Let's talk about cataract surgery. The art of dealing with people's clouded lenses has been around for millennia, believe it or not. That Susruta guy from earlier actually talked about the most common procedure for cataracts for most of civilized history, which is known as the couching method. Couching is done by taking a sharp object like
Oh no. This is definitely not gonna end well for that eyeball.
a needle or a thorn, and
Yep, alright. Quick warning for anyone that's uncomfortable with seeing an eyeball being stabbed.
so gently stabbing their eye hole at weird angles until the lens moves out of the way. No lasers, no sedatives, no paralytics, just a rusty old pin and some elbow grease. The
Yep.
God intended. The majority of the time, this operation didn't work, usually just damaging the already blind eye irreparably. Shock.
I mean that doesn't surprise me if that didn't work too much because we also need our lenses in our eyes to kind of still see things. However, we do need to empty them out for when we do get cataracts.
Right? And even if it did go as planned, you still, didn't have a lens in your eye. So you essentially went from, I can't tell if I'm dead or not, to, ah, yes, it is quite yellow out today. By God, something moved somewhere. A slightly more refined version of this operation is the suction method, which dates
Uh
back.
oh. I know this is about to get a lot worse. My memory of this video just came back, and oh boy. This ain't gonna be fun to remember. But Sam, take it away since let's get it over with. Once again, for those uncomfortable with this, I still suggest being off the video.
At least the 10th century AD, if not older. This procedure is described as requiring, quote, a large incision in the eye, a hollow needle, and an assistant with an extraordinary lung capacity.
Well, it just seems like a large incision in eye, a hollow needle, and a boy with good suck. So, that sounds quite horrifying to think about, but, let's see.
Though this reads like the setup to the world's most horrifying party trick, it's actually
Agreed.
the bare minimum number of tools needed to completely extract the lens from the eye. In case you didn't pick up on how, here's a
No, oh boy. Ah. One swerps up the, the needle. Alright, I'm trying not to gag.
diagram. This method generally saw a greater success rate and fewer complications than its non-extracting counterpart, so hopefully you can sleep well tonight knowing that the number of human beings who have sucked a piece of somebody's living eyeball through a straw is above zero. Anywho, let's all
Oh boy. That is just a bit of a horrifying thought.
be thankful that we live in an era where procedures like these are a thing of the past. Now remember kids, even though the surgeries I described here do sound pretty easy to pull off, please don't try them at home. But if you do, please put it on LiveLeak
Do not follow any of that advice he gives. As that's clearly a joke.
afterwards. But you know what you can do at home? Learn
I'm sorry, Sam. I'm gonna have to cut you off from your ad break. However, since I don't make any money off of these videos anyways, I don't want to risk the chance of not being able to be monetized in the future, so hopefully you understand. Anyways, that was Pre-Industrial Surgeries by Salmonella Academy. However, once again, I am deeply sorry for those that stayed around throughout all of the video and didn't follow any of my warnings about, about some gore and stuff, but other besides that I do have to mention, once again, all the copyright belongs to Sam, and once again, please guys, go subscribe to Sam and like on his videos and comment. I want to keep seeing him again because, well, it's always fun to watch his videos, even off on my own time. On my own time, I regularly watch some of the stuff that Sam posts. I remember throughout a good portion of the beginning of the pandemic, I kept binging all the Salmonella Academy videos. Point where, stuff like that isn't really too shocking to me, but I'll keep on going with that. However, once again, I'm still trying the new method of giving age warnings. However, I'm still checking to see if that works or not, instead of having to age restrict the video. So, once again, all copyright belongs to Sam and Now Academy, and please show some support for Sam by checking out his channel and video. Both links will be in the description down below, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.